Okay, so we're gonna. So there's a couple things. There's a couple things that we've kind of learned since yesterday. Um, One is the flight simulator does not have the ability to have more than one monitor. So I can, with my graphics card, I can tell it that I want to stretch out my entire screen to being 5,000 pixels wide. But the system still, all it does is stretches this view. It stretches it out across 5,000 pixels. So it looks terrible. So the only way you can really do it is within one screen. You also can't pull out any of the instruments. And doing a little bit of research on this thing, I don't see any sign that Microsoft is busily working on being able to pull out the different windows for the instruments. So at this point in time, the system is it's a really cool flying experience with a single monitor and being able to see, the graphics and stuff like you know, would see in the real world. But it's really not. It's not anything that you would really want to train on. So there's going to be no instruments added to it to be able to get the 530 to work or any of that. I don't know. I've sent off an email to the Real Sim Gear people to see if it was something that they were working on, and I haven't heard back from them. The other thing is the graphics itself. While it's much better than what you're getting out of X-Plane for sure, at least in respect to the outside surroundings, it's not anything like what Microsoft was showing on YouTube and in all their little advertising brochures and stuff. So I'm going to go out here and we're going to take off and we're going to fly. The graphics and stuff, I don't know how well it's going to pick up on this camera, but everything is kind of flickering out in the distance. It's not a very smooth, and like I say, it could be my computer, but it's going to be a little disappointing. It's a little quick on the response this morning. Alright, so I've got quite a bit of right rudder and it's barely even moving it. It's getting crazy. So we're going to go ahead and take off here. You can see the clouds and stuff in the distance are pretty crazy. The grass and the land and runways, everything's pretty neat, impressive looking as far as the landscape goes. But I am getting quite a bit of aliasing on the panel and stuff, where it's up in here it's actually kind of flickering a little bit, and I don't know why. Like I said, I've got I think it's a 2070 graphics card, and you would think it would be powerful enough to keep everything smooth, and it's a little bumpy today. I guess that's the wind blowing me around is one of the simulators bouncing up and down. But you can see the landscape, the buildings, the ocean, the clouds, all that stuff is just unbelievable. But it's kind of disappointing that you can't use your whole simulator and you're kind of stuck in this one screen here. Well, that was a pretty substantial trim change. So after letting this thing, I literally let it sit all day long yesterday, and I've got a high-speed internet connection here. We've got fiber here, so the it should have downloaded. If anything else was there to download, it should have downloaded it. I have everything set on deluxe as far as the graphics and stuff are concerned, and like I said, compared to X-Plane, it's pretty impressive, but it's not at all what what Microsoft was showing online when they were doing all their little presentation videos. And if we jump outside the airplane, you can see the the graphics on the airplane and stuff are kind of flickering and not at all what we were looking at before. But like I said, it's still impressive as hell. But unfortunately, the only thing you can really do with this thing is to mess around, just flying around places. It is kind of cool because I'm gonna be flying to this airport on Sunday in a real airplane, and I just came down here to shoot some landings and stuff in here to kind of get familiar with the airport. So from that standpoint, it's really cool. It's just kind of disappointing that you can't use all your simulator stuff with it. So we'll just go ahead and land here. And I'm not landing on the runway. I'm gonna land on the taxiway over here. You can see the flaps coming down. It's a heck of a rudder. I don't know why the rudder got so sensitive all of a sudden. Goodness gracious. So, and to be honest with you, the clouds, they look really cool in the background stuff, but they're really just drawings, puffy looking drawings that they've got out there. They're not very realistic to actually just look at. But it's pretty cool. It's a neat simulator, but it's got a long way to go before you'd actually be able to use this to practice actually flying the airplane.